Hey, what's happening? Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, before I get into today's story, I got to warn you guys about today's story, man. If you're a pet lover like me, you might not be able to go follow this link down below. It's going to be the first one down below. I got to warn you guys. I'll get into that in a second. I got to talk about John Fetterman again. I haven't checked yesterday's videos yet, yesterday's views yet. They looked good in the first half hour or so. I got to make another one. Dr. Oz came out with this. He's got a quote out from the last day or two, and he's talking about John Fetterman's hoodie again. These guys are running for Senate. Oh, that reminds me. I keep saying they're running for governor, and I've known for months that they're both running for Senate. John Fetterman is the lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania, so I keep saying this. I apologize to you guys. I keep saying that Fetterman and Oz are running for governor. They're not. They are running for senator. John Fetterman is now the lieutenant governor, and he is going against Dr. Oz for Senate. I have known this for months. It keeps getting juxtapositioned in my head or whatever, ADHD or whatever, and I keep saying they're running for governor. I apologize for that. If you corrected me in the comments, thank you. Okay. So Dr. Oz makes this comment about Fetterman's hoodie and how he wants to kick authority in the man parts because he's not following traditional dress wear for politicians. And of course, in hard scrabble, working man's Pennsylvania, saying that John Fetterman is going against authority, he wants to kick authority in the jewels, man, he might as well be campaigning for John Fetterman at this point. I'll probably do a story on that tomorrow. Today's story, okay, I gotta warn you guys. If you click on this below, especially if you click on the pictures, it's the actual story. It'll be the first one down below. If you click on it, it warns you before you look at the pictures. And the pictures, once you know the whole story, the pictures are freaking horrific. Okay, let me just start at the beginning here. This is a woman in Montana, Amber Rose. Now, apparently she got wolf tags to hunt predator wolves in Montana at some time in the past. And she went hunting black bears on this particular day. Okay, that's the idea here. And she comes across what she thinks is a baby pup wolf. Okay? Now, she doesn't say anything about this wolf being vicious or ferocious in her initial text. So she takes it down. She eliminates this pup wolf. Okay? And she puts all these pictures on social media, right to social media. I can't wait to tell my man I took down my first predator wolf. Yeah, and like I said, she not only says she takes pictures holding the predator wolf, but she skins it. Takes all the insides out, and and it's basically reduced to a rug in the back of her truck. These are the pictures. Like a bearskin, looks like a bearskin rug, except it's supposedly a pup wolf. The problem is it's not a pup wolf. It's somebody's Siberian husky. I still have a hard time with this story. I've been a pet lover. I've been an animal lover my whole life. I told you guys, I grew up in the woods. My father, before I get into that, I had dogs my whole life. I had Belgian Shepherds. My family, for some reason, loved Belgian Shepherds. They're big dogs. I don't know, 100 pounds, 80, 100 pounds, 110 pounds. They look like German Shepherds. They're all black. They might be mistaken for wolves with brown paws, brown forepaws, and a little brown on the nose. That's what I used to have. I had every kind of animal: hamsters, turtles, chameleons, cats, you name it. I had it. I love animals. And not to mention, I'm doing this video in Connecticut, the home of the Yukon Huskies. That has nothing to do with the story, but we love our Huskies here. Let me just say this too. Huskies in this state, Huskies are expensive. A purebred could go up to $3,000 here in this state. That applies to this story in a second. All right. So she thinks this is a pup wolf. All right. So she puts all these stories on social media. Nowhere in her initial in her initial post, does she say anything about this pup wolf being ferocious or coming at her, as she does later. So she takes a beating, and rightfully so. People are outraged about this. The pictures are I gotta warn you guys, seriously. I mean, even me, I'm used to seeing a lot of nasty stuff, but this is freaking horrific. The pictures in the back of her truck, I gotta warn you guys, think twice before you look at these pictures, because you can't unsee them. So she took a beating on social media, and then all of a sudden, she's saying that supposedly these Siberian Huskies were abandoned. She says 19 of them were abandoned. The other articles on the story say it was 12. I don't understand, being from Connecticut. These dogs are worth a lot of money here in Connecticut. Nobody in their right freaking mind would ever abandon a Siberian Husky. Here, they get stolen or kidnapped here in Connecticut. People hold them for ransom here in Connecticut. They on average, they go from anywhere from a minimum of like $1,200 up to $3,000-$4,000 here in Connecticut. So why somebody would take a dozen of these dogs, because that's her claim, that these were just abandoned Siberian Huskies in the woods. And I think she's trying to imply that somehow they went feral. As she says, this Husky was howling and growling at her, and it was she thought it was going to eat her, like she was Little Red Riding Hood. She said the part about eating her, she actually said that. The thing that strikes me about this, like I told you guys, I'm a liberal, I'm a progressive, Democrat and all that, but I grew up shooting. My father was the game warden and the park ranger at a state park here, and he had a collection which I inherited, of over 30 or 40 firearms and handguns. And I grew up learning. The first thing he taught me is how to handle these guns. I remember posters down in our basement where the collection was, and it had how to identify prey. And I remember it had everything from horses, how to tell the difference between domesticated animals, wolves and dogs and stuff like that. I remember this poster up in our basement. And, this is stuff he especially had me learn how to handle a gun. He said, never point any weapon. Always assume every weapon is loaded. Never point any weapon at any human being, and show me how to carry it, how to clean it, how to take it apart. And this is when I was 5 or 6 years old. So I grew up respecting and knowing how to handle guns. This is why there should be some kind of test or qualifications before you send somebody out into public lands with a firearm like this. Around here, there's been a lot of cases of people mistaking actual other people for prey or wildlife. So Miss Amber Rose is taking a lot of flack for this. The link's down below. I don't know what pictures I'm going to use in the thumbnail, because these are horrific pictures, even if you're not an animal lover. I'll do the story on John Fetterman tomorrow, I think. All right, you guys, I apologize for saying that Fetterman and Oz are running for governor. Again, they're running for Senate. Fetterman is lieutenant governor. All right, you guys, have a good Tuesday.